Hey everyone, Erin here from the Impatient Gardener. I have so much to do in this garden. I have done basically nothing outside in the garden this year yet, other than prune hydrangeas. We had a really great stretch of weather, and then winter came back, and I just haven't had a chance to get in the garden. And it's finally a beautiful sunny day. It's not warm, but it's a beautiful sunny day. And instead of doing the things I really need to do, I'm going to make a container. Why? Because I must. I must have some flowers somewhere. Now, I've already done some of this, but we're going to pick up midway because I didn't know where this was going, so I didn't even film it in the beginning. But I'll preface this by saying flowers are very hard to come by in my area right now. In fact, all I could find is pansies, nothing else. So pansies are pretty flat. I mean, they're beautiful, but they're pretty flat. There's not a lot of obviously vertical interest there. And I want to do them in this container, which, you know, you need some vertical in it because otherwise you're not going to see anything. So let me show you where we're at and where we're going to go from here. So you might recognize this sphere thing, orb thing that I usually have in this container in the middle of the patio garden over winter. I left it in there. And then what I did was I went around and I gathered up most of the sticks from the winter pots, and we're playing with them because we need way more interest here. So what I've done is I've taken all the curly willow and wrapped it around all of sort of the parts of this sphere. I did not come up with that idea. I saw it on Instagram, and if I can find the account where I think I originally saw it, I will put that here. And then I decided to make a little sort of wattle fencing out of the red twig dogwood here. And I'm doing that because I'm going to try to build up this soil into a bit of a mound so that you can actually see the pansies that are in here. There was zero skill in what I did here. I just wrapped it around. And in terms of this is sort of making like a little basket weaving thing. Are you familiar with this joke that used to go around ages ago when people would sort of joke about the kind of blow-off courses we took in college? And the big joke was always like that somebody would take basket weaving. And I want to state for the record that basket weaving was not offered. And it would have been far more helpful than some of the other classes I took, like Gems and Precious Stones, which has basically no relevance to my life whatsoever. So a basket weaving course, I would have actually used that. Also, I took no botany or horticulture either and talk about things we could have used. I do use my actual degree quite a bit, but there's all those other courses you have to take. I digress. We're going to fill this up with soil. But here's the thing. I don't have any soil. I have not gotten any potting mix yet this year, so we're going to steal it from other containers. I just stuck a lot of the rest of the branches that were left from the winter containers in here for the time being. We're at the big pot by the front door. I have saved my last little bit of potting soil that was left in my last bag of Organic Mechanics potting mix. Thank goodness more is coming soon. But I'm just going to dig out, use my my handy dandy cheap ice cream scoop, and I'm going to dig a bunch of soil out of this container, and we're going to put it into that one because those pansies aren't going to be doing that much growing anyway, so I'm not worried about fertility, although this is probably perfectly fine soil in here. I don't remember when I added this soil, but I reuse my soil from year to year anyway, so when I'm able to. Sometimes if it's really full of roots, I'm not able to do that, which is what happens all the time with that urn because that thing comes out usually in one big clump. So I will admit that I grabbed pansies somewhat indiscriminately because I was so happy to find them that I just sort of grabbed stuff. Basically, I ended up with yellows and purples. And I'm going to stick the yellows right here at the top because that will be, I think, the brightest thing to catch some attention from afar. Okay, so that's it. I don't know what else to say. There's nothing else to this. I just jammed a bunch of pansies in there and you reused a bunch of sticks. Is this the most exciting container design I've ever done? Absolutely not. Does this bring me so much happiness because I see flowers? 100%. Actually, I don't think it's too bad. I think, considering the only flower I had to work with was pansies, I think it turned out not bad. I can always add in, if I see some more spring flowers out there, I can always add them in there. But I felt it deeply in my gardening soul that I needed to make a container and have something pretty to look at. And so now I have accomplished that and I feel pretty good about that. All right, I hope you guys get a chance to do something fun in your garden today. Maybe find a little color somewhere. It makes me feel good. Probably will do the same for you. Have a great day in your garden. We'll see you soon.